everybody, welcome to the Polycat Reddit UHC podcast. My name is Mischievous, and there's MPMG, Joey, Ken, Dibz, and HunterWolf here this week.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Dibz.
My name's Mischievous as well.
What?
Here.
I'm sorry, we
My
got...
name's MPMG.
Oh no! We messed up, guys. We have to start the podcast over. Season 2 of podcast start now. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Good.
This season is an FFA.
And move to 0-0.
And you can't dig down.
Speaking of the hosting committee, let's move on to our r/ultrahardcore discussion. First topic, the hosting committee post, I believe, by Hours of UHC.
Let me read this. Hold on, I gotta read this. I haven't read it yet.
Hosting committee number like 2000. Number 2675. I like that meme.
Okay, from what I understand, isn't the hosting committee like you have to approve a host?
Yeah.
I like it, but everybody that isn't a good host hates it, and then there's some good hosts that hate it because they think
it was a really old idea.
They think they have freedom, and really, I know you pay for your server and stuff on here, but you're also agreeing to host under the UHC terms. You don't just get to do whatever the fuck you want. It's like
you can still host and not post on the Reddit.
I think people always say like verification so you can host like official games or something like that. I think you should just need verification so you can like just reserve a spot so like no one else can host over you. I think that would work better.
Yeah, that's cool.
The general problem is people cry bias every time that we bring it up. There's like, you know, oh yes, I want all the new hosts to be judged, but you know, as soon as you start judging the experienced host because people say, oh, that's not fair for you, then they all of a sudden they're crying, ah, this is the worst committee ever, you know, because suddenly I'm at risk now.
Like, okay, it's like, I understand that everybody wants to have a fair chance at hosting, but I mean, come on! Enabling cut clean 10 minutes into a game is not what we call good.
It's infuriating when you're joining something that's not advertised as what it is.
You know what's more infuriating?
Yeah.
Whenever you join a vanilla match and the cut clean that was right before it fills up, and this match gets like 20 people.
The worst is when hosts do a public vote to change the game mode.
Oh god! Whenever like it's changed, it's just. Also, why do people host like teams of 2, 3, and 4? Come on, that's like if you join as a team of 2, you're fucked. Yeah, but anyway, hosting committee, right? There's a banning system, isn't there?
Well, it's more just you either need to offer a positive incentive or negative incentive, and it's kind of hard to do a positive incentive. What are we gonna give them?
Joey, stop typing.
We tried Slock's gold star idea. It kind of blew up. Didn't go too well. Then we tried hosting bans. That didn't go too well either. I mean, they just don't have that personality to host, maybe? I mean, you need to be assertive. If you can't do that when you give in and ask a vote for every little thing, no.
Does anyone else want to move Joey out of this channel because he's typing when Hunter's trying to talk?
Wait, does it pick up?
Badly.
Oh.
I think the problem with the hosting committee idea behind it is it's too much work for very little benefit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When you just make everything like so many committees for just like such little work, with the community growing, you almost need things a bit more basic just for it to run easier.
Yeah. It's like we barely get the fucking UBL committee done. Why we don't need more. I don't know.
In 20 years from now, the UHC community will have a.
Tony.
That could be like a topic. What do you think the UHC community will be in 20 years? I think we'll all be gone.
20 years. Minecraft is not gonna last 20 more years.
Probably not.
Minecraft 4 will be released.
Maybe
Microsoft's got
to
big
like
plans.
32 by 32 graphics. Faithful will become default, and we'll get the major increase in player base. That'd be hilarious.
Apparently, TeamSpeak is going crazy for Hunter.
Yeah.
I think it's working okay for me now.
Okay.
Congratulations on the new baby boy.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. I'm Dibzcraft.
I'm Mischievous.
Next topic.
Yeah, that one.
That was the worst segue ever.
Speaking of segues, let's segue for our next topic. brings
also
up the
my
potential
Odyssey,
for removing dysfunction and stuff. Odyssey again.
We're on a
I'm
roll
not
with
reading
Odyssey.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't read this, and I don't think I want to.
All of the
Okay.
text.
It's
I'm
very
going to read a
long.
random part of it. Okay, scenarios are an absolute mess. Oh, I'm not reading this.
That's correct, though.
Oh yeah, scenarios are an absolute
Just in
mess.
this-
Most
They are.
scenarios are just so bad.
It's the problem is people are starting to treat scenarios as if they were jokes. You know, what is this? We have scenarios like what Problem, that Ariana Grande song or whatever. Like, come on, guys, this is a joke, not
And
a
half
real
them are
scenario.
Wait.
Just
Maybe
add-ons to other ones.
we should make a new subreddit for posting scenarios.
And
Let's just
record
have a
Very
scenario. or
Let's just
a
get rid of
subreddit
ultra
where you just wanna
hardcore.
flare through it.
Yeah, let's just get rid of the ultra hardcore subreddit and we
Let's
can turn it
just-
back to a porn Reddit.
The ultra
That's what
hardcore
Opera
Reddit
made
should
it
just be
for.
a hub to like split into that splits into different
Just like 10
topics.
links on the main page, no capability to post, and they'll just link to a different subreddit.
Yep. One for recorded rounds, one for scenarios, one for the
Videos.
matches.
And then
The
we have like
videos.
a different like subreddit for each episode of a recorded round.
Yep, episode 1 recorded rounds. Episode 2 recorded rounds.
Oh my god.
Episode 1, here's the discussion post, here's the episode.
Oh god.
Oh, did we used to have that? Like the unrecorded round episode discussion posts? When they
No.
were like very scarce? I
No.
thought we did.
No, wait, no, we didn't.
Oh,
No.
that was just inside the actual post, wasn't it?
I was inside, yeah, and that was also
Yeah.
on, like, I don't know. It was just, no.
Okay.
So yeah, I like this post. I mean, I didn't read it, but I like it because it has a lot of words in it, and it's Odyssey.
Well, one thing I think a lot of us are ignoring right now is let's take a look at the response to it. I mean,
That's
Raven makes
40 points.
he makes a pretty good set of points. Mostly talking about how the verification system, it's not very good because of the fact that, you know, they don't really do anything bad per se, but they just give in and they're not hosting up to the standard that people want them to host. You know, the example of freedom for hosting, they want that, you know. I don't want to have to think, oh, is this going to be like -9 on the USC scale, so it can be posted over a game that has -2 on the USC scale. Well, we're not going to be doing something like that. But I can kind of understand the fear that Raven had with basically saying it's dangerously easy to get IPs of people of the UHC community. I mean, you just have to buy a cheap server, make a post, and boom, you have at least 50 or 60 IPs right there. That's it.
Man, you get IPs off of Skype.
It's
Can you
a little.
do that?
There's a setting to prevent it now.
Yeah.
I personally am not a big fan of the 3-strike system for
I don't like
hacking.
the idea of a strike system either.
Because I don't like that you can allow an alt. Like, if I hacked on my main account and then I got banned, oh, I can alt. I'm good, because I have, like,
Yeah, I have,
15 accounts.
10 alts I have access to.
I've personally firsthand seen what alts can do. You could buy about 400 alts for $30 or so, from what I've seen.
You can buy those
a lot of
terribly named
accounts.
alts.
That's a lot of accounts. So basically, you know, not preventing alts is kind of a silly thing. It's like, what is the point of even banning people? You know, if this the first thing you're going to do is come back on an alt. I mean, there's been a few cases recently where people have done exactly that. They hack on alts to prevent their main account from getting banned.
Yeah, it definitely would need some revision. Like, that shouldn't just be set in stone.
What do you guys think about, like, when people, like, hack on, like, a sort of public alt? Like, for example, Zenith's dad or something like that.
Those
an
are
account
tough.
That's tough, because then you'd have to, like,
There are
that would have to be an exception or something, because then you'd have to track down every single person that has an
And
account.
figure out who is
Yeah.
actually using
Yeah.
it, because...
You can't just ban everyone just for logging onto that account, right?
No,
Yeah, I
it'd
mean,
be-
there are some accounts that they get around, like, what is it? I believe the OOBL account, and as well as Courtroom Post accounts in Minecraft.
Yeah.
A lot of people have access to those. The
Yeah.
thing is, you know, if one person gets caught hacking on it, it goes to the committee. How many people are going to go with it? Probably like 10 or 15 people.
I don't think well,
They're pretty tricky situations.
Mhm.
Really.
in an ideal situation, we would have the IP of who logged onto that on the hacking server, right? In an ideal situation, because they could check that, I assume.
But then you have the question of like invalid evidence coming in from other people, because if the last account, if the last person, like say Click was the last person,
You're
reposting
robot
now?
a little bit.
Basically you could get invalid matched right there. So that's a little. There's some things that need to be fixed. I mean, one of the things I'm looking here is, what about the suggestion of voting in private?
Yeah.
Courtroom.
I think we made the committee so that that doesn't happen. I don't know.
It used to be a private voting thing. Also, we were having technical difficulties with the audio.
Yeah. TS problems.
Yeah, there's also a storm right outside my house, so I'm sorry if you hear that. I'm gonna mute my mic if I can, but...
It sounds okay now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's
Hopefully,
really loud for me. I don't know if
I'm hoping.
my mic or not.
I'm hoping the team speak actually like.
Another thing, at least on the topic of this post, is a lot of people are suggesting weekly scenario suggestion posts. What's your guys' opinion?
I don't like that because it's just like the art flare.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the flare or a lot of scenarios are bad, but it's like the art flare and a lot of stuff just goes unnoticed.
Yeah, one of the problems with the art flare was we were seeing a lot of, I guess, how do I say, just like spam art. Things
Yeah,
that
like
people made. People like were making like sketches in 15 seconds in MS
And
Paint.
MS Paint.
Yeah, literally MS Paint. Just putting them up and be like, look at what I made. Or people were posting YouTube banners for their friends that it's not even UHC related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could draw a stick figure and name it Dibzcraft.
Fuck you.
I
I'm at
think
least a round
Another
figure.
problem is sometimes people upvote that, and that it gets to the front of the subreddit, right? Because people think it's, funny or something like that, and they'll upvote it, and it'll just be a spam of like random art flare images
Yeah.
just made in MS Paint. I think eventually people would start downloading it, and it just wouldn't be a problem.
Well, you always have the cases of like, oh, it's just my friend because this is a joke we made in TS. And that's going to be the reason it's upvoted so quickly.
Yeah. I think the art flare was a lot of a similar situation as the scenario flare is now. There's just a lot of joke ones.
Minecraft, indeed. Speaking of Minecraft.
Dibzcraft.
Okay.
That's
what?
me.
Yep, that is him.
Are we moving on to the next topic?
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
What's the next topic? Okay.
That one.
Organization-
Matches
oh,
around
wait.
matches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are they? I'm lost.
I guess they are.
See-
That's cool.
See, this is good because it's not like a match post really needed to get noticed as an actual post on the subreddit, because people just use the calendar now.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
gonna
it's so much
say.
easier.
I still use Joey Kidd's Google Calendar.
Yep, me too.
It's
Keep
I
updating
found
it
I
every
found a
day.
link to it a while ago and there's nothing on
those were
it.
the-
Yeah, because he had to manually update it.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. So
those
as
were
soon
the good
as
days.
the manual and automatic one was added, I'm like, okay, I'm stopping this now.
Yeah, I like
Every
the
morning,
idea,
it
I
goes
guess. I'm not really affected by it because I kind of just use the calendar.
The subreddit just feels so much more like empty. Like
It feels clean.
I like it, but it's weird. Like I can actually see so much more stuff I want to see on it. But it's weird getting used to the fact that there's not on there, I guess.
Like scroll through 6 pages on the front page.
I almost clicked on a video, guys.
I'd say
Was it at least Numdegased?
No.
70% of posts are videos now.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Remember reddit.com/r/UHC videos? I would go there right now.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, the last
Yeah,
post
it
was 8 months ago. And you could
I'm pretty sure it was before I joined.
You could post anything. Like, look, Minecraft Survival Games, episode 72.
Well, speaking of the new organization on the subreddit from the UHC matches,
How many people are gonna
You
check?
going with this MP?
How many people are gonna check their Skype after? Okay. Organization changes.
people made suggestions, and they did that.
Oh, I'm gonna vote on this poll right now.
I think it's probably over, but, you know, do what you got to do.
Hey, I just voted.
You just upvoted?
Blaze the
Yeah.
Polymath made a good suggestion. Ultra soft core flare to come back.
No, yeah, I like it.
Please.
Half the quote-unquote suggestions I just see are people asking for, like, people flares, like the soup flare and all that stuff.
I want a Dibz craft flare.
Do you just want every single item in the game to be a flare?
Why don't you?
I mean, if you started adding like community jokes as flares and stuff, it would make it feel like more a close, tight community, but it would just be really silly.
I've got a pink flare.
When does the Numdegased flare come out?
I've got a pink flare, and that's what I'm keeping forever.
Didn't they make some of those public ones that were private for a while? Like
They
the
did.
wolf stuff?
Bird
I
gave
want
me
my
this
pink bow flare.
because
I was a little sad.
the story I got that
I'm
stupid
keeping the
flare.
Halloween one.
Like a long time ago, Berg was like, "What would you like to see on the subreddit or something or someone?" And I missed the ultra softcore flare, but I didn't want that to come back. I just wanted a flare that was pink. So Berg just flares me with a pink square. It's great.
Good old Bergasms.
At least it's not a circle.
Circles in Minecraft. Speaking of circles in Minecraft, CSS were we done with that topic?
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about.
CSS suggestions.
Yeah, pretty similar. More suggestions.
Learning
but-
25 made this post, and a large amount of CSS will apparently change soon, and he wants to ask what to see in Subreddit's design. I preferably don't want to see that giant red bar.
What giant red bar?
Remember, it used to
It's
be
the one that was on the
previous.
the before the
Yeah.
Christmassy stuff.
Yeah,
On the one that Sid made.
Yeah.
I really don't know
Everything was
what I
green,
want.
just a red bar.
I really don't know what I want at all. People are gonna check their Skype this whole video.
This
Stop
suggestion
using
actually
Skype.
got, this suggestion actually got implemented. Bad Ant suggested anytime you mouse over a link to a Numdegased video, your cursor turns into his face.
Yeah, just the trolled one, the classic meme arena. It's really funny. So now you'll never get tricky trickstered again. You will know it's Numdegased.
Well, then
Someone
please
makes it a
suggest
bit
in the header, please go back to the old style text of ultra hardcore. I'd like to see a hardcore heart.
I do not want to see a hardcore heart personally.
I see it change every fucking week. We really think we can manage that.
I don't really like the hardcore heart.
I like it when it changes, like, not so often. That way it's sort of special when it changes.
Actually, what
Yeah.
would be really cool is like, this is just like, if it somehow showed like 10 hardcore hearts that were just small, and then like every time you go on the subreddit, it's just randomly a different amount of health. That'd be kind of cool. Just a little thing.
It's
would be
almost
fine.
impossible.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible, but like, just imagine like 10 hearts over to like the bottom right, and then like every time you go there, it's like 5 hearts or 8.5 hearts, or get on it, mods.
But after a while, though, it would be like just sort of something people ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
pretty.
the thing.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I ignore the
So people-
CSS style anyway. Like, I don't really pay attention except right now it says ultra fa la 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 core.
Oh yeah, that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it's not the holidays anymore. In fact, I go back to school Tuesday.
Happy New Year.
I go back to school Tuesday. This is not a good day.
I go back tomorrow. Yeah, we're recording this on Sunday. If anyone cares.
At 11:06 p.m. Have you missed this?
Australia, right?
Oh. Hello? Okay, TeamSpeak is having difficulties.
Not for me.
Really?
It sounds fine to me.
Yeah, not for me.
Hunter?
Let's.
Let me.
He sounds
Yeah,
laggy.
it sounds okay for me.
Okay.
Oh.
Speaking of okay, Numdegased anybody?
We just talked about that.
Did we? Was I not paying attention?
Yep.
Correct.
Wow, we should
General
remove
dis-
Dibz from the podcast.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
on Skype making Skype sounds, ignoring what we're talking about.
I know it's people are typing to me and they're probably checking their Skype because of it.
Well,
long
like,
do you
make
wanna
it
bet?
do not disturb or something.
How long do you want to bet that until that Numdegased thing is requested as a flare?
Right now.
Could put
Posting
could
help
put
thread
that,
return.
put that on the bank.
Ooh.
Yeah, you make that. So I don't know if there's anything to say or.
Long overdue, and I've had a lot of trouble almost like competing to have it stickied for a day. and then
Oh, yeah.
immediately
There's
it gets... Okay, it got automatically, like, just blocked by
What did?
Automod the next morning. Automod
wow.
stickied the subreddit suggestions on a Sunday, and it was just like, okay, that's
Yeah, there's
it,
been a lot
alright.
of stuff lately that could be sticky. I feel like Reddit almost needs like a secondary, tertiary sticky or something. I don't know.
Well, we have the announcements bar, but no one ever really checks it.
Or like, you know, it'd be cool like to actually have CSS be able to control how posts are like filtered and stuff, or like sorted. I guess on the main page is a better way to phrase that. Because then so much more stuff would be able to be done.
Just one of the restrictions of Reddit, I guess, to prevent mods from gaming the system.
I guess, yeah.
Don't really know how to explain it. I
like-
guess because it's supposed to be a community-voted site, is what I think they mean.
I guess, yeah.
I like how they still have the new toast 15% off Minecraft servers thing on there.
I don't know if that's still active, believe it or not. I believe it is.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be there if it's not active.
Let's check.
So,
You can go buy server MP.
I'll be right back.
well, you know, maybe you need to server because 24 hours of UHC is over.
Whoa.
We raised a grand total of $190.
A little shy of our
Better
goal.
than nothing.
Yeah,
Wait, how much money do we raise?
$190.
What was our, what was our goal? Sorry, my lag.
Like 3,000.
We put our goal.
Oh, Well, I think we're setting the bar. Okay. Here's why. Like, this is not in any way mean. This is why we don't get the donations for $3,000. The community is kind of like, this is in no way offensive. The community is full of like kids without a job, and they don't just get money that they can donate.
Well, yeah, and plus, a lot of people are trying to conserve their money right now. I mean, when you look at the age of most people who play Minecraft, I mean, they're usually, you know, I'd say between 13 and 17. So it's
Maybe a
not
bit lower than
exactly-
13.
Maybe like between 10 and 17, but generally
Yeah,
those
probably.
people don't have a PayPal. And if so, they're going to be stingy with their money.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, $190 is still good. Also, you guys did 24 hours of UHC right as Zeldathon was going on and right before ADGQ started, so a lot of donations. Yeah, you got it between two of the biggest charity marathons, because Zeldathon raised, what, 100K? And ADGQ already has, like, 100K raised in 10
Let's
hours.
just add a K at the end of 190. It looks way more impressive. And
Yeah.
just say the K stands for, like...
Kevin.
K-pop.
But yeah,
Kill a dog.
next time you guys decide to do this, do it during a non-charity stream.
Yeah.
Because, you know, ADGQ is already, like, at 120K or something like that. And they've only been on for, like, 12 hours.
Yeah. Some of the stuff didn't end up happening. Like, some of the weekday events didn't really end up happening due to, I don't know, stuff. But the
There's a lot
achievements,
of timing.
cool. Yeah. But I think overall it still went not terrible. But yeah, the achievements were kind of cool. A bunch of people did those. That went alright.
A lot of the lack of hype around it, I think it's not really like any marathon UHC event because we already have UHC basically 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it was really big back in the day because it wasn't that.
Well, when there was one match every other day, you know,
Yeah.
it was a big thing to have like a bunch of matches for one day.
Yeah.
Speaking
Oh boy.
of matches.
Next topic. Oh boy. Everybody fasten your seatbelts. This is why we have HunterWolf, guys.
Oh.
Alright, let's just... Yeah, let's take it away, Hunter.
Alright, so there's been some rumors circulating around the internet and Twitter, namely, of this whole hashtag RIP IronWolf thing. It was starting to get to me. So right now, as of 8:10 p.m. PST on January 4th, IronWolf is currently in a maintenance mode shutdown, which it has actually never entered that before. It is completely disabled from anyone logging in because it was becoming too much for me to handle. A lot of it, I had the help of a few close friends, but by and large, it was not... I'd say I was doing most of the work on my own. which combined with the stress of my life and school and a lot of stuff getting thrown at it recently, it was just, I don't know, it was just getting too much for me to really just kind of handle on my own. There's kind of a point in which you leave someone alone for long enough and put them under enough strain, they kind of just start to crack a bit, and I think that's what happened with me. I didn't really, like, it's hard to decipher what people want or what they view it as, and I guess I just kind of got a little too concerned about the whole how people saw it. A lot of the issues were things that were spread from outside of the r/ultrahardcore community. A lot of it came from Twitter, namely stuff like people encouraging DDoS attacks against the server, people posting videos of them hacking, and encouraging others to do it as well. So basically showing off the flaws of the system that's, you know, designed to basically to make sure you have a good experience, I guess is how I'd say. But a lot of people were just really thinking that they don't think about how much work goes into this. They don't realize that I'm spending a good majority of my extra time trying to get this thing to work right, to work well, and to keep it clean of hackers. You know, it's a big task, right? I mean, you know, you give a lot of attention-starved people a lot of extra time and the overabundance of alt accounts and hacking clients right now. And, you know, it just becomes a nightmare to manage. So I couldn't handle it for a bit. So right now I'm just taking a breather. Iron Wolf is not dead. It's not going to be, you know, the Iron Wolf PvP is not around right now. What happens in the future, I can't give an official statement on that. So for those like pestering me, please just let me think this through for right now. I'm prepping some stuff. I'm thinking about it. I'm weighing the values of is it worth it or not. So don't think I've just given up the ghost. I'm going to continue hosting UHC. I'm staying in the r/ultrahardcore community. It's just the PvP server that this concerns. And even so, one of the big concerns I had about that was it was growing almost to the point that it was outside of the r/ultrahardcore community. I'd like to get you guys in this. Don't let me just talk here. Did you guys think it was kind of starting to grow away from the community?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was having about 130 to 150 players average during most of the day.
Jesus Christ.
I actually got curious, so I set up a login counter to see how many logins it got. In 7 days, it got 126,000.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
126,000. That's like double the.
I think what sealed the deal for me and why I agree with the fact that you've, like, taken it down for now at least is the whole breathe the hacking montage. What the fuck was that?
I saw that and I was like, oh, okay.
I looked at it and just stared at it with awe.
I've actually done some background research and I know who's behind it. So
should we publicly shame them? Ha ha ha! No, I wouldn't.
Is it Tony? Please don't tell me it's Tony.
I'm not going to give names. They don't deserve the recognition that they want. They just want attention. Don't give it to them.
I'm
I
just
know.
not Tony.
I was reading a lot of the comments on there, and I'm just like, guys, don't give this attention. It's like they're just doing this because they want attention. And you're giving them what they want. So besides that, I feel that maybe it was kind of becoming something. You know, I love working on the server, and I feel a little bit bad having to kill it like that because honestly, a bunch of people were saying like it was quote unquote the most professional server to come out of this community yet.
Well, I mean, it's in the end, it's taking a toll on you, which is what matters the most.
Well, in the past couple of days, I've had a chance to just kind of sit down and think, clear head about what's going on. I admit maybe I did act a little too soon, more just on emotions, but a lot of people saying, like, you know, when this starts affecting your personal health, which in my opinion it has, both physical and mental health, it's been affecting me a bit. I don't know where to say from that. But actually recently I've been talking with I've been calling in the cavalry of some bigger networks. I've been asking them, I've been talking to them about a lot of stuff. I've actually been getting offerings from networks, and that kind of surprised me a bit. But the big thing that I think is I was actually talking to some, and I asked, what do you guys do to keep your servers hacker-free regarding your moderators? And do you know what the general answer was? They don't. That's it. Just how do you moderate your servers? They don't. And at least in the community, with how small r/ultrahardcore is and their preference towards PvP servers, a hacker in a UHC server is a pretty big deal. We're generally, I don't know, I'd maybe say we're spoiled regarding the hacker freeness.
You're pretty spot on with that one.
Yeah,
except for the pages of pending cases on the courtroom.
Well, they're getting it done. They're getting it done.
Yeah, people are definitely afraid to hack.
But, well, I don't know. In my opinion, though, I had to kind of brave the front lines. I don't mean, I'm not trying to badmouth the committee or anything, but a lot of the hackers that I would catch on IronWolf, I'd see them on the courtroom a week later. So that kind of says a little something. That it was, I don't know if I'd call it the breeding ground of hackers. I don't think it was the breeding ground, but it was, I'd say, maybe like kind of like the stepping bridge, and that was another good reason that it's not there anymore. But right now I'm just kind of in a period of, I feel like I've maybe made a mistake in closing it down, so I'm just going to take a breather right now. No official statement if it's coming back or not, but I've assembled a game plan if I do decide to bring it back, at least to keep the DDoS attacks at bay, and some issues to basically kind of like, once hackers are gone, keep them gone. Generally stopping the use of VPNs to get around bans. So, I don't know. What do you guys personally think of when you play a server? Like, do you prefer to have a server that's clean of hackers but not the best quality server? Or maybe have a server that's more fun but you have to put up with some hackers?
I'd like a server where I don't get annoyed by people, but if I had to pick between one of the two, I'd rather have a less good PvP arena and no hackers.
Yeah, and see, that's one of the bigger problems.
It depends how big of an issue it is.
No matter what you try and
like
do.
Also, can I
every
just...
time I log on and I see someone hacking, it's just kind of unplayable.
It's
really?
it's a bit depressing, and it reflects poorly.
It personally doesn't bother me. I just laugh it off, honestly, usually.
I don't know.
That's just me, though.
Like, I can log on later, but like, you know.
A lot of it becomes some really, like, I don't get why people do this stuff. It's just...
Because everybody's an idiot.
I'm assuming just petty enjoyment because it makes them feel good. You know, that...
Makes them think they're good at the game.
Basically, that's what it does when they get these hacking clients.
How many people are you, like, banning, like, a day or a week or something?
It varies. A lot of the player reports tend to be very hit and miss because there are a lot of just blind accusations out of rage. You know, just like, you know, someone killed me and they couldn't get a hit back on them. They're obviously force fielding. It's like, no, they're not. They just comboed you. Like, it's a perfectly logical explanation as to what happened. So when people basically, I guess, just report out of rage, it really kind of blurs the lines when you're trying to look for actual hackers. I mean, it was getting to the point I was receiving almost 200 reports a day. Maybe like 10 or 15 of those would be factual. It was very high maintenance, and that was the... I don't know if it was just the nature of the server, or just I guess I just took the hackers too seriously. I didn't want them there because I was used to, like I said, you must not have a hacker, otherwise it ruined the experience. So my next step is a bit... I'm questioning where I should go from this point on. But right now, I'm just gonna try and focus on school for a bit, and I'll see where things go from there.
Well said.
We should give Hunter a round of applause for that.
It's a hard situation.
Yeah.
It's been very stressful and depressing for me. If you dumped, I'd say, a year and a half worth of hard, constant work into something that you basically nurtured and brought up, you'd be pretty sad too. You know, it's basically, like I said, I just kind of killed my little child, and I feel really... And a lot of it is like a lot of the, I don't know, I guess I'm just attached to the good players because a lot of them are kind of, I don't know if they're trying to guilt trip me because they just want it back or if they're genuinely sad that it's gone. But a lot of the stuff I've seen, it's been really like tugging at my heart, and I don't know. I say that might be a bit that's affecting my thought process and decision. one of those things where it's like, I have an opportunity. Don't waste the opportunity. But at the same time, you have to remember, what's that gonna what is it gonna do to affect those around me? Like I said, is this going to be the stepping stone for hackers to come into the community, or is it going to be, I guess maybe just the place where we lounge? That was the original intention, in my opinion. It used to be like that. I'd say maybe when it had about 30 to 40 players average, it was the quote-unquote lounge, in my opinion. You'd go into a meetup game and know everyone in it. Probably know most of the people in there on a first-name basis. But now it's, you know, you don't even know 2/3 of the people in there. I'd say maybe even 3/4 of the people in there. You don't know.
Yeah, I think this UHC community, though, really, there's so many people in it now. It's just
Great, now everybody's gonna be checking their Facebook. I really gotta stop looking at social media when I'm recording.
Like I said, I don't know if I don't have anything to compare it to, so I can't just tell if it's just the UHC community getting bigger or if it's just the server in general becoming a quote-unquote standalone server, is maybe what I'd call it. You know, you think about other PvP servers out there that aren't exactly associated with the community, but a lot of people play. Like, I can think of Bad Lion, Ohi, those are the two that come to mind. You think about those, and a lot of community members play there, but they're not affiliated with the subreddit. They serve a much larger player base. Yeah. And I didn't want HunterWolf to become that. It was developed for the subreddit. It's going to stay for the subreddit. So I figured maybe it's time. I thought the best thing that I could do was let it be a memory of something happy, rather than keeping it up and letting it basically be ravaged by hackers and everyone remembers it as the server that got destroyed by
I remember some good memories. I remember back when you didn't have the build height limit. So it would just be like me and Bag at like 3 in the morning, just me and him, and we'd pillar up to the walls and start going into other arenas and fighting each other. It was great.
It used to be fun when it was like that. It was just the place where we'd all mess around and have fun. When people ask me where did I get the idea for it, it was actually just me and some community members messing around trying to have IPVP wars and pillaring up all over the place at like 2 in the morning. We were just tired of having to like reset the map every time we played. And then that's kind of where maybe I can automate this.
I enjoyed it for a while. I think I burnt myself out because a lot of people I played with stopped playing.
Yeah. Right now I feel like I feel like I'm sitting on a wealth of opportunity, but I don't know what to do with it. Like, do you know the feeling I'm talking about?
No, because I don't amount to shit.
Just no matter what you do, there will always just be that someone who tries to bring you down.
And that's the thing, it's like,
lots of people.
Maybe did I give in to it? But the thing is this going in the direction I want? And that's what I can't tell. From the way people were responding to it, they seem to, like, you know, they're looking past all of the, like I said, that growing stuff. They're looking past the fact that there's, like, not even people they know in it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know what to take from it. I don't know if I should continue on or if it's just the project on hold. What I don't know at the moment.
Yeah. I'm sorry to
comments from you guys?
No, I think you've covered basically anything I had to say.
Yeah, you covered
also,
pretty much all
I'd like to say, guys, that we're only halfway through the podcast.
Yay!
We still have like
10 minutes.
Yeah, we still have like a lot of things. Not a lot, but we still have things to cover. This is why we have HunterWolf, guys.
You lock me in a box basically with nothing to do. I have a lot of time to think.
Yeah. So, segue. A lot of time to think. Endurance games. Oh, it's a good segue.
Not the best, but
It's a good segue. This is a much.
Pretty decent.
This is a much lighter topic. Okay, this is great.
no
So,
more heartstrings.
a new guy, and I'm not even gonna try to say his name because there's not a single vowel in them. Shame on you.
Let's just call him Tony.
He wants to know like how he can play more matches without meetup and stuff.
When was the last time a match was hosted? That was Endurance.
I like endurance games, but like people say that they're not hosted much, and they're right. So what do you guys?
A lot of hosts just don't want to spend 8 hours actually hosting.
I mean, if it takes 8 hours, if it takes 8 hours for an endurance game to play, someone's being a dick.
Yeah, and people will be. That's what the point of the community is at, which is why it's really working well. That's why PvP's never on from the start anymore.
Yeah. What do you guys think of
Yeah.
endurance games, though?
I
I
like
want
them.
there to be some, but I get why there isn't.
Yeah, I pretty
Yeah.
much agree with that.
The
Yeah.
problem is that there's a certain point that you have to move in. I'd say, you know, if you watch some of the bigger YouTube things like Mindcrack, I guess, if they have a certain thing like they ask everyone like move in, yeah, sure.
Okay. You know what would work really well with endurance? Shrinking borders.
But then that's
not,
pretty much just a timed
not really
meetup,
endurance. That's
essentially.
just timed meetup.
But if you have the shrinking borders going at like a slow rate, eventually people are gonna meet up with each other anyway, and it's still endurance because nobody usually plays endurance for over 3 hours, from my experience. I think shrinking borders would be cool.
Yeah.
Imagine someone like accidentally AFK in an endurance game.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, I mean, it's their fault. Oh yeah,
Yeah, but then
fair.
if someone AFKs, no one else can win if they can't find. Like if they're.
That's
just
why you have
at
shrinking
Y11.
borders.
Yeah, but in vanilla endurance, if someone AFKs, there's no real prevention to that because you have no reason to need to like un-AFK them, like TP them or DQ them or anything.
How about just games with just longer time limits? Like
Yeah.
enough time.
I
Like,
miss I
2
used
hours.
to host 2-hour games.
Like I've actually played the longest endurance game I ever played was like 3.5 hours. It was fun. It was a Dragon Rush team of 2. So Swift Arrow, Swift, if you're listening, man, I miss you. But yeah, longer time limits are cool. 2-hour games are always fun.
People would still rush to PvP. That was the only problem. People wouldn't take their time like they used to. Still, and if it was a 2-hour game, I feel like everyone would complain.
The problem is I feel the need to kill people. Like I feel the need to get a lot of kills for highlights.
Well, I guess also the game progresses a lot. Like people have gotten better, and
Like if it's a 200-person game and it's not Bad Lion, I usually take my time caving. But if it's Bad Lion, I've only played one Bad Lion game, and
make traps.
but Joey, holy crap!
So I can go to the nether,
Yes.
get enchantments,
You're typing.
and maze all at the same
And
time.
heal up, because you always take 9 hearts in the nether.
MP is terrible.
MP, you're not supposed to get hit by the blazes. You're supposed to hit them.
What?
Like
I don't
my
know.
recent experimentation, I guess you'd call it, with the UHC with Dibz.
Don't play with Dibz?
Yeah, it's the only thing I really took away from it.
Yeah, me too.
I have lots of
Mainly-
personal experience in that
Mainly
area.
Nether rushed and died shortly after.
I teamed with Dibz and he died to a silverfish.
No,
already.
okay, next topic. We need to slow down on the amount of recorder rounds at one time by Coots _
AKA Bryce, dude. AKA Newelroren.
Really? Did he make another
This will
account?
always be a problem.
Yeah, he's Coot now.
Cool.
Q.
This will always be a problem and really can't be fixed, to be honest. Like, a year ago, there wasn't many recorded rounds, so I was like, Heroin, let's make a recorded round because R&R and WMC look good. And then Ambition shows up, and then every recorded round ever shows up.
I think the only possible solution, which doesn't fix all of it, is just make, like, at least, like, a reasonable, like, upload rate, like, 50%. Like, that sounds really low still, but to just at least filter out the completely, like, almost not even mandatory recorded rounds. Or something like that.
Not even worth it then.
See, the reason I made MDU was I really wanted to bring the Australian community together and kind of like rise up and get
Why the hell did you invite me?
Because it was a joke.
Because he's Dibz
And
crap.
you had lots of views.
Oh yeah, I had like 200 views at the time, which was like a big deal.
Yeah, but I think I achieved my goal now. Australian games are all a thing, which I started as well, actually.
Were you the first one
Wait.
posting Australian
They,
games?
they,
Yeah.
host Australian
It
games?
was. Whoa, really?
Yeah, TeamSpeak is once
I
again
had
having
a first Australian
difficulties.
server,
I
too.
thought AU standed for,
Africa.
African
Guys.
US.
Guys, the TeamSpeak is having a lot of difficulties.
Only you
Oh,
are
sure.
having them.
What do you...
That's you.
Oh, really? Isn't
I'm
me?
not having any problems.
Yeah.
Oh. Hunter, what are your opinions on the recorder rounds?
Recording rounds?
Yeah.
I think maybe what it can be solved very easily with just basically having a place to organize where all the recorded rounds people chat. But the
They have
problem
that.
is it's not
They have
really
that somewhere.
not really we can jump to guesses if you guys need.
Yeah.
I'm having
Mm,
technical difficulties here.
do you want to take like a pause from recording and then see if
to
switching
OBS.
helps?
You can't pause recording in OBS.
You just put two recordings together and editing, is that difficult?
That's okay.